wherever you are in the world. There's a little bit of blue sky over there. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Friendly Paws. Let's all take a collective breath together. When we take conscious breaths, we are touching the present moment. We're touching the divine, we're touching the now. And we're in pure presence. Welcome, Tina. Good morning, good afternoon. Rosemarie, glad to have you. One of my favorite times of the week is to be here with you today. So, as always, we will be starting with just a welcome period, a gathering, a joining of energies. And then we will dive into the messages from Spirit for today, which I use cards to, I'd say, get clear on. And then we'll do Reiki and Ancestral Clearing. Good morning, Wendy. Nice to see you as always. I know we do have a couple new people. If you'd like to introduce yourself, you're welcome to. If not, you're still equally welcome. I'm Natalie, Spiritual Life Coach and Reiki Master Teacher, and a teacher on Insight Timer for almost 4 years. And this live stream in particular has been going for almost 4 years. Hi, Wendy number 2. Haven't seen you in a while. It's great to see you again. Always happy to have you and everybody. Kathy from the UK, good afternoon. So if you care to give me a follow here on Insight Timer, give a donation if you'd like. Please join my group here, Natalie's Healing Circle, where I give news and announcements, updates. We can share meditations in there. And check out my meditations. I have a brand new premium track, Truth Excavation Guided Journey. It's a deep dive into your inner truth. So that's my newest premium track. I've also got others, both free and premium. Check those out, give a review. Isn't this bird so loud and beautiful? Hi Lotus, welcome back. Welcome Bella from the UK. Welcome Madeline, nice to see you. Lots of Europe and UK people joining in, so glad to have you. Please also follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Check my website if you'd like. All of my live streams like these are uploaded onto my YouTube channel if you want to revisit, or if you can't finish, or you want to do the healing process again. So please, if you're called, check all of that out. Great. How's everybody doing today? So we will go ahead and dive in. I'm here in Mexico. Ooh, I hear horses. Horses on the cobblestones. I live on a cobble street. I don't know if that's something that y'all will be able to hear, but it's such a nostalgic, romantic sound. So let's see, I'm looking at my card decks here. Let's start with Michael Singer. Who all does not know who Michael Singer is? I know if you know me, you already know who he is because I talk about him all the time. But we're going to start with his Untethered Soul quotes. You can hear it. They're going down to the lake. The lake is in viewing distance. It's right here. Hi, Sandy. Welcome back. Yes, if anybody is on a spiritual journey and wants freedom from suffering, then Michael Singer has very, he doesn't have anything new information, but the vehicle of, his voice and his perceptions and his way of thinking and his life experience make his message very simple yet profound yet accessible. So let's see what he has to say. So from Awakening Consciousness. So I invite you to pause and really take in the depth of this message. Let it sink into your consciousness as I read it. There is nothing more important to true growth than realizing that you are not the voice of the mind. You are the one who hears it. There is nothing more important to true growth than realizing that you are not the voice of the mind. You are the one who hears it. So he's saying that's the most important thing. There's nothing more important. The most important thing is the realization, the awakening to you are not the voice of the mind. You are not your thoughts. You are the witness. You are the consciousness. You are the awareness of those thoughts. Is there anybody here who is confused about that or has a question or doesn't get that? And there's no right or wrong. We'll just go into it a bit more. And as I said, he's not saying anything new, but he does say things differently. Great. So, your commitment to your own awakening is about the practice, the daily practice of being the witness and awakening and not believing your thoughts. So when you're in your day and you wake up from that illusion, and of course, meditation, that is the practice of meditation. We're closing our eyes, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden we're not here. We're not here in the body anymore. We're in the past, we're in the future, we're thinking about somebody or something else. And then we wake up. We realize, I was not here. So it's like, who is the one that realizes that? Then we bring ourselves back So the one that's bringing ourselves back, even, I mean, there's layers of this, right? Like, we can observe multiple layers. Thanks, Madeline, for writing that quote out. And really, it's, for most people, it's a journey, it's a process. For some who have a sudden spiritual experience and a moment of enlightenment, you know, that's what some teachers call an abiding awakening or abiding consciousness. For those, they have somewhat of a more permanent shift into the seat of consciousness, being the witness, the observer. For most of us, it's going to be the slower, moment by moment, gradual awakening to where you will see over time there's less identification with thoughts. When you do get identified with the mind, you stay there less time. So yeah, awesome. Welcome, Gina. Glad to see you. Good morning. So let's see. Let's go with Work Your Light next. These are oracle cards that are very ethereal. They give like spirit guide messages. Yeah. Hi, Nancy. Melinda. You want to screenshot the card, Madeline? Sure. And anyone else? Going once, going twice. Hi, Daisy. We've got quite a number of people that are joining that haven't been in a while, so you're welcome. If you haven't been here, you know, in 5 years, well, not 5 years, but if you haven't been here in 5 months or 5 minutes, glad to see all of you. So, okay. So I'd like for you all, for anybody that has something they're coming up against in the coming week, or something presently where there's a choice you need to make, or something you're wanting guidance on and you don't know, should I do it or not, yes or no. I pulled one of the cards that came up. They have a yes no card. So before I show you the answer, for those of you that feel like you're seeking an answer to a yes or no question, just feel into that for a moment, and then I'll show you the answer that these cards are giving. Welcome, Roseanne. And there also can be a general message here. So the answer is no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. So if there's, or maybe you didn't have something before I said all this, but now that you see the no, you know what that's about. It might be confirmation for you. So sometimes a no is a not yet. It doesn't mean no forever and always. It doesn't have to mean an absolute no. It could mean not right now. I mean, that's what it says. Wait, postpone, pause. Or it might be like a no. One of my, well, before I say that, this also for some of you that are people pleasers, codependents, enablers, where you're saying yes everywhere all the time and you have no time and no energy left for yourself. Does that resonate with anyone? Then this card is an invitation for you in this coming week for you to practice saying no. And so it could be if somebody asks you to do something, you could say, I'll get back to you tomorrow, or in a few days, or in a few hours. It could be, you just feel it and you're a no in the moment. But some of you are just, you've been in a pattern for so long of saying yes that it's time for you to change that pattern and shift it. So, and if it feels too scary to just say no outright, saying, give me a little bit of time, then you can pause, you can gather your energies, whatever, and then you can say no. So in my coaching that I do, depending on the person, sometimes I'll give an exercise of like, say yes to everything this week, or say yes to everything. But sometimes it's say no to everything. Good morning, Amy. So let me know if that's helpful. Next, we'll go into Sacred Rebels. Good morning, Jessica. I love our time here together. I love this space. I love all of you. And I especially love the deeper connections that I've made with so many of you one-on-one. So it's great to see everybody. Great. Okay, so like even the name of this card deck, Sacred Rebels, sometimes the rebellion is like saying no. And if you're talking to maybe a more spiritual person, and I've done this before, it's and I'll take in the request and consider it, and then I'll come to that I'm a no, and it's an enlightened no. An enlightened no is a no that doesn't come from reaction. It comes from response. It comes from pausing and really feeling into it. And I might, depending on the person, say, I'm an enlightened no. And that wording comes from Gay Hendricks, who's a very popular spiritual teacher, has written a number of books over many years. So, great. Let's see what Sacred Rebels has. Ooh, dream a beautiful dream. Look at the beauty of that card. Dream a beautiful dream. So what's coming with this is like around this no energy is like sometimes we have to say no to something so that we can say yes to other things like our own dreams. Yeah. So I'm feeling called to check out the message in this book. And if anybody wants the description of this, you can send me a private message. I can send you a link to that. Okay, so I'm going to just read a portion of this. And it's already, this message is coming. So, and if I haven't said it already, this is a group message for everybody. So take it if it resonates. So it says, there's a situation in your life right now where you feel uncertain about your ability to fix or heal. You lack the inspiration to be able to imagine it differently than how it currently seems to be. You may therefore feel inhibited in your ability to bring about constructive change. However, the perfect beauty of this situation is not revealed by what you attempt to do to it or through trying to impose the right dream upon it. It is to be healed and perfected into all that it can be through the revelation of the beauty that already lies within it. Don't attempt to force the situation or issue to take the right shape. Instead, ask it to show its beauty to you. This might apply to your body, to your relationship, your finances, your work situation, a new creative project, or anything else. You can overcome resistance and denial by approaching it with a curious mind and open heart and this healing process. This card has also come to you because you have the power to be a positive influence in whatever situation holds the most meaning for you right now, and you need to know that. And there's a healing process affirmation. The perfect harmony of beauty awakens within me and all around me. I serve that golden light in unconditional love and creative power. So I feel like this is tying into what I've already said about, like we have this idea of what saying no means and the energy of that. But what if within that no, by doing something different, it's going to open up possibilities within that. Hi, EJ. Great to see you. And another message that's coming is maybe you shared your dreams with, people as a child, your parents or whoever, and they were like, no, you can't do that. Like a kid, I want to be president, I want to be a movie star. No, that's not possible. There might be something from childhood. This idea, this subconscious belief or program that's still there, that's like, you're not allowed to have your own dreams, and you have to live for everybody else and do for everybody else, and this is saying no. Welcome, Ree. So other people that are 19 with your birthday. Nice. All right, so we'll get some deeper clarification with light seers, and then we'll go into the Reiki and ancestral clearing. Madeline brought up the eclipse. So how was this eclipse season for y'all? It's been like 2 weeks of a, eclipse portal. Anything interesting? Any insights? Hi, Duchess. Draining. Do you mean the one yesterday, or just the whole, like, because it started with a lunar eclipse like 2 weeks ago and ended with the solar eclipse yesterday, the whole time? Anyone else have ups and downs? My experience, and I think some of the themes have been about endings and beginnings, closures. Yeah, and I feel like that's also coming in with this no message. That it's like we have to say no, or the universe is saying no, because it needs to clear a path for the yeses to come, the beautiful dreams to come. So of course, in our limited perspective and timeline, we, if we're attached to something, we feel disappointment in the denial, disappointment in the no. But just release, the invitation is to release black and white thinking. And binary thinking. Because within this there's so much possibility here. Yeah. Wow, Kathy, that is intense. Mother wound healing. Woo! The card just popped out onto the ground. This is one of my favorite cards, especially in Lightseer's Strength. Number 8. Leo. Energy. So the message that's coming for you is to trust this process. What's coming out, in this message is this kind of shift in perspective and perception around whatever this may be, and to see it differently. And this is going to open up new dimensions inside of you, where you will find strength, unexpected strength, inner strength that you're going to access. It's like an unlocking. And I would say too, coming off of this eclipse season, that this is going to be the energy available to you moving forward. I was with a coaching client the other day in session, and we were talking about resilience, and she's like, I don't want to be resilient. I don't like resilient. I don't, I'm sick of being resilient. It's been forced upon me. It's just been what I've had to do as a result of circumstance. And so if anyone else can relate to that, and I get it, and I can see that for myself at times as well. It's like this is not just I'm alone and standing strong on my own and having to do it all alone and not having help or support. This is a very multi-dimensional strength, where it's this is a half lion face. And in the original tarot, there's a lion on the card, and it's like the lion laying down with the lamb. So there's strength and softness here. So it's not these, it's about transmuting, having to do it all on our own. And what that entails is an energy of I have to do it all because I'm in survival. I have to control everything. be in control. This is saying allow the universe to surround you. Allow yourself to receive support. And 2, supporting yourself is saying no and setting boundaries. Part of this overcompensation or having to do it all alone on your own, is like there's an opportunity here for you. There's space to say no to things and people and situations that no longer serve you. And also, like, to let in, I feel like it's like this, like letting in this spiritual support, like resting in this energy. And from that, it's like a feminine strength of like receiving. Yeah. And, a lot of this is ancestral, so I'm going to bring that into the clearing we're going to do in a few minutes, and especially around, female and feminine energy. So let's see what else. You don't have to do it all alone. There is some gift for you in a new idea of what does strength mean for you. How can you be soft and strong? How can you say no to some things to, conserve your energy? How can you say yes to other things and new things and say yes to source and the universe? Allow yourself to be helped. So we have the 8 of Wands. So I feel like there's this old pattern of survival, this old paradigm, and that when you learn in surrender, it's really about surrendering and allowing and relaxing and being receptive to these energies. There's going to be some sort of like alchemical transformational process that's going to create a shift for you. There'll be an opportunity for this in the coming week. And it's going to free up old stuck energy. Samskaras will release. Something will transmute and transform inside of you energetically that then will create something outside. So 7 of Wands. Yeah, I mean, this message is all about boundaries. Because what happens, the more you purify your energy, the more you succeed, the more successful you become as far as like, I mean, it could be any form of success. The more you overcome yourself, the more you transform, the more you purify yourself and your energy, the more you say no. The more valuable your time and energy becomes. And then people naturally are gravitated towards that and will gravitate towards you. And I'm thinking about a story from a coach I follow, Rich Litvin, and something about like the more successful you become, the more like you're saying no all the time, because you have like it no longer becomes about needing money or like chasing money, but it's when, when the money's handled, it becomes more about time. How much time do you have available in your day? So it's like these very high level performers, whatever in the world, like they're saying no all the time because there's so many opportunities coming in and there's just not enough time. So as you evolve and as your energy becomes more magnetic, more pure, like look at this. She's inside of this very pristine field. People are going to want that. So being discerning with who you share your time and energy with. So just like, saying no. I mean, honestly, I'm sure you've all heard this. It's like our time and our energy is more precious than money because we'll never get this day back. We'll never get March 30th back. We don't have unlimited time. Yeah, she is alone in this, I mean, she's alone here as well. But that's why this is so powerful, because it's like you are energetically supported and surrounded by light and love. It's only an illusion that we're alone. And, ultimately there's no, we're all one. There is no separation, and yet in the duality in which we live on this planet, there's an appearance of one. So it's like nobody can do this for you, and you don't have to do it alone. So as you evolve up this spiral, come into your and be cultivate that seat of consciousness, as we talked about earlier. Stay centered in yourself. Stay in this feminine strength. There may be others challenging you and wanting your energy, your time, your resources. So it's an invitation and an opportunity for you to practice. So once you kind of go through this process, you're going to emerge the King of Cups. And I love that this is a cups energy, because that's about emotions and the heart. So it's like coming in, like learning to live from this heart center and transmute this energy of like, I have to protect, saying no from a wounded place, but saying no from a loving place. That's why I like enlightened no. When you go from fear to love. My favorite life coach, Steve Hardison, I mean, everybody wants his time and energy all the time, and he has to say no all the time. I asked him, or I offered him, this was when I first started coaching, bless my little heart, but it was a courageous thing that I did. I asked him if he wanted to have a coaching conversation with me. as a gift, because I was offering it to a few people, and he crossed my mind, and I was like, why not? I'm not going to not do something out of fear. So I'm like, just do it anyway. And he was an enlightened no. I don't know what words he used, but he was very loving in his no. So I feel like that's also a message for some of you. You don't have to be in survival or, fear or anger. What would it look like for you to say no from loving, from your heart? And that when you say no, you're saying yes to yourself, or you're saying yes to other things. I'm going to read the King of Cups affirmation and light seers. So the affirmation for this: my heart holds deep wisdom and love, and I use it to connect and lead. My heart holds deep wisdom and love, and I use it to connect and lead. So that's a really beautiful energy, and kind of reminds me of, me as a coach. Coaches are leaders. And so when we all can be leaders in our own lives, we all can be empowered and sovereign and lead in our own ways. So when we clean up all this energy that we've been talking about, coming into this sovereignty, and from this place, when we become centered in ourselves, like look here at her solar plexus is lit and strong. When we become strong, then we can connect and we can lead and we can serve others in whatever capacity of our lives. We all can serve. So the meanings are generosity, emotional balance, creativity, the unconscious, someone friendly and wise, and diplomacy. So let me know if that was helpful. Hi, Sister Sunshine. If you haven't followed me already and you'd like to, go ahead and do that before we dive into the Reiki and clearing. Give a donation if you feel called. There's other ways to donate. I know at times people prefer that. If you do, send me a message. If not, and if you don't donate, that's totally fine. And yeah, if you want to explore what it would look like to put all of this into action and into practice, and you want to have a powerful conversation about that, if you haven't connected with me before in a one-on-one conversation, and this is resonating with you, and you are like, well, this all makes sense, but like, what do I do in this situation, or something like that, send me a message. Wonderful. Hi, Catherine. Glad to see you. There is no late. All perfectly on time. Glad to hear it's affirming and grounding. You're welcome. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the Reiki and clearing now. Does anybody have any questions about that before we dive in? Yeah. And if you have been feeling like energetic shifts and hearing the message, like this part of the session will help with the integration and the shifting, like I was saying, like the shifting of the energies. So we'll take about 15 minutes. So I invite everybody to come together in closed eyes, silence, stillness, and peace. And just tune in with a couple present breaths into the belly. You might exhale with sound or a sigh. And just feel into the energy that's in the body right now, where you might feel things shifting, opening, or some of you might feel constriction, tightness. And just be that witness and observer, as Michael Singer mentioned in the beginning in his quote. And remember that you are the one that is aware of all of these senses. Feeling the body pulled by gravity into the surface that you're on. Feeling the air on the skin or the clothes on the skin, the materials, the fabrics on the body. Breathing in, smelling the air, just naturally seeing what fragrance, however small, comes through the nose, sensing into the taste in the mouth. And not labeling, just noticing. Even with closed eyes, there's a world of colors and textures, even on closed eyes. Hearing my voice, the vibrations moving across space and time, being captured by the ears, translated by this beautiful mind. Into communication and guidance, along with any other sounds around you in your own local vicinity, and even all of the sounds behind my voice here. Just allowing it all to move through you, being the witness, being the observer. As I activate the Reiki energy, and just relax a little bit more into the body. Your higher self draws the Reiki energy in the exact perfect way for you right now in this moment. So just trusting and allowing that. Surrendering. Basking in that energy. Relaxing into that energy. being in that receiving mode, receptivity. And even sensing into your auric field around the body. Remember that our body is housed inside of our spirit, inside of our soul, and inside of our auric field. It's all connected, it's all one. And so just sensing into that essence around you, 360 degrees, front, back, left, right, and up and down, above your head, below your feet. Just relax. Just allow. There's nowhere to do, no responsibilities in this moment. Just let go, surrender, allow, trust, receive. Relax the tongue, relax the jaw. Let the eyes sink deeper into their sockets. Open the heart. What would it look like to open your heart? Just 5% more. It's safe to open your heart. I'm also going to activate Solvana, healing energy. It's an energy of deep transformation, new beginnings. You are not alone. You're never alone. It's impossible to be alone. We are all one. We are joined. There is no separation. All minds are joined. There is only love. Anything else is an illusion. So just relax into that. You are fully supported, fully held, fully loved at all times. Divine help is always here, never leaves. So just allow yourself to be held and supported right now. Even just feel that around you. And know that you can tune into this anytime. And you can ask to be shown. Ask for that support to be known, shown, felt, experienced. Just relax the heart. Relax the body, relax the mind. Let go. Just let go. It's safe to let go. It's safe to trust. What would it look like for you to trust life just 5% more? How would you show up differently? What would you do differently? How would you feel moving throughout your day? Infinite Creator, source of all that is, we love you. Thank you for loving us. We humbly ask that you open, bless, expand, lead, guide, and direct us into your perfect light, love, and life, and always, completely, now and forever, please and thank you. For all those hearing my voice at this time or in the recording, all of our family members, all of our relationships, all of our ancestors, and all of their relationships through all relevant time, space, and dimension. For all hurts, wrongs, judgments, and burdens, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, sexual, and financial, through thought, word, or deed. Please help us all forgive each other, forgive ourselves, forgive all people, and all people forgive us completely and totally, please and thank you. For all times we had to struggle to survive, where we felt alone, unsupported, misunderstood, judged, blamed, shamed, guilted, where we had regret, where we felt incapable, where there were not enough resources, we were left alone, where we were abandoned, rejected, betrayed, stolen from, or when all of these things we did to others. For all times we had to struggle to survive alone, feeling like we weren't enough, for any slavery, enslavement, servitude, contracts, hidden or unfair, or the breaking of those. For all famine, acts of nature that destroyed resources, for all death due to starvation, war, religious battles, or feuds between families, neighbors, sects, districts, provinces, countries. Please help us all forgive each other, forgive ourselves, forgive all people, and all people forgive us completely and totally, please and thank you. Please help us love and bless each other, love and bless ourselves, be at peace with each other and at peace with ourselves. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. If you'd like to come back to open eyes, gently, slowly, easily, you may do so. Don't force yourself back. Stay in this space of energy healing and clearing if you feel called to. Thank you all for joining in this powerful session today. Again, if you feel called for giving a donation or following or reaching out in any way, if anybody wants any of these specific card, if you want the information, send me a message. I'm glad you found that relaxing. It was fun that the motorcycle boys drove by, bringing their lightness and their light energy as a reminder, right when that was coming through. Wonderful. I'm glad it was helpful. Beautiful. So I'm here every week around this time, unless there's some extenuating circumstance. So if you follow, you'll be notified. And again, if you feel the heart's call to reach out, do so. I do work with people in creating transformation and spiritual life coaching. If you're ready to transform your life. And even the reading today was about all of those sorts of energies. With, this beautiful King of Cups and strength. Oh, you guys, yeah, I heard that in the meditation as well. Don't forget the bigger vision here, the bigger vision for you and your life and your evolution. And don't forget that you chose to come. You chose this. And if there's a voice in your head saying, I didn't freaking choose this shit, I hear you. You get to reparent that part, and you get to learn and cultivate the muscle of being sovereign and being empowered and being an owner and being responsible. The shift of going from victim to responsible is the biggest one you can make to empower yourself. You're all very welcome. I will see. Oh, I am going live. I scheduled an additional live this week in the Western Hemisphere. It's on Friday morning, and it will be on money. Ooh, do some people have like a ooh when I say that? Or are you like, woo? So we'll be talking about healing energy, thoughts, beliefs around money. We'll be talking about under-earning. Is it anybody's first time hearing that phrase, under-earning? I know if you know me, you've heard it before, but there's people here that are new. If you haven't heard the phrase under-earning and you're like, oh my God, I've never heard that before, but I know that that's me. I don't even know what it means, but it resonates, then come to the live or subscribe on YouTube and watch the replay. We're going to dive into that. And we're also going to do some clearing at the end because, there's ancestral money and abundance stuff, of course. And also, there's a lot that, we can do now in this lifetime to shift all of that. So join for that. And I will see you on Facebook, Instagram. Check out my website, all that good stuff if you would like. Have a wonderful day. Much love. Namaste. See you next time.